Welcome to this how to play video for Be Brave, the game where you're trapped in a crypt with a hungry ghoul and there can be only one survivor. To set up the game, you're going to need the game board, glyph cards, tokens, and some dice. Players start the game with 5 lives, which we're using dice to track here, but you can use other methods. Players are then dealt 5 cards. For the first round, each player, starting with the youngest, chooses a part of the crypt to place their token. After all players are on the board, the ghoul will enter. Roll 2 dice to determine where the ghoul is placed. At the end of the round, the ghoul will attack any players around it. You must then roll a ghoul effect. In this case, we roll a 3, so all players in the perimeter of the crypt are in grave danger. Players can now choose to play one of their cards on their turn. In this case, the player is going to play Ghoul's Hunger in order to move the ghoul itself. The player has moved the ghoul towards one of their friends who is now in danger. Players can also choose to be brave. They place their cards face down and cannot be impacted by any cards for the rest of the turn. However, they can't do anything for the rest of the turn either. The final mechanic of the game is the incantation. If a player has 4 of the same glyph, then they can play them all at once on their turn to unleash devastating abilities. Once all players have been brave, the round will end and the ghoul strikes at anyone around it or in its ghoul effect zone. Players that are struck by the ghoul must roll a dice. On a 6, they keep a life. Anything else, they lose a life. The next round then begins, with players going back up to 5 cards. Re-roll to move the ghoul to a new position, and re-roll the ghoul effect. When only one player has lives remaining at the end of the game, they are the winner.